Hey there, quick video for World Earth Day 2024 with a focus on plastics, and I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks and ideas about how to be very practical about, using what we have but making good choices when we can, and overall enhancing the health of our bodies and the planet as well. So something we need to be aware of with plastic is that it contains lots of chemicals, and these can and do leach into our food, and we may not really want to eat them. The problem being the chemicals are often fat soluble, so it's always going to be worse with fatty foods. That's number one hot tip. So I think things like fruit and a sandwich are going to be much less affected. They will be much less affected by being in a container like this than something that's fatty like cheese. So I have to send my children into school with something lightweight and unbreakable like this, which I do. But if I've got something particularly fatty, I will line it with this greaseproof paper, which is chlorine-free, unbleached, and an ecologically sound choice as well. So that can limit the contact that the food has with the plastic. Now, why is it a problem? Plastic chemicals in our food, because once they get into our bodies, they act often like obesogens, which, as the word suggests, they literally encourage us to gain weight. They are pro-inflammatory. They can often contribute to estrogen-driven cancers and also wreak havoc with hormones because of the way they can attach themselves to estrogen receptors within the body. That's very bad news for hormone balance for everybody, men, women, doesn't matter. But of course, we're talking a lot lately about perimenopause and menopause. Very bad for that as well. So, we want to limit our exposure to these things. On to the good news. How can we do that? Well, we've got, for instance, glass. Glass is good, inert, and has a multiplicity of uses. We can put it in the fridge, the freezer, the oven. And if you just make sure that the food doesn't get into contact with that plastic lid, then you will be onto a win there. Thing is, that is a bit breakable, so I've invested more recently in things like stainless steel, and this is brilliant. With the help of the nice sealing lid, good seal on it, I can have a salad and a dressing that won't leak everywhere, and I find that a very practical, lightweight, unbreakable way of taking food out and about. Now, what else have we got? Very practical. Just simply reusing jars is actually a very cost-effective way of limiting the need and the use of plastic and the introduction of all those nasty chemicals into our ecosystem and our bodies. And I just would like to pass on the little tip of using jars that have very straight sides rather than a lip, and it makes it so much easier to get the last of your food from your container. So enjoy, and let's all reduce the impact of these plastics on our environment, both globally and within our bodies.